are direct quotes from them. She has no idea how to respond. She doesn't make sense. She puts her foot in her mouth. At what point will the Prime Minister acknowledge that this file requires real leadership and a serious course correction without the two of them?
Olena Diab here, old Blinky, is facing the wrath of mismanagement and incompetence. The Conservatives are going to call for her head and other ministers to go as well.
Canada's broken, and Canada's broken because we're stupid. Okay? Canada's broken because we're stupid.
Oh, yeah.
The minister has been in her job for a year now, and she was appointed to get since she's appointed, we've been getting disgusting stories every other week about non-citizens convicted of serious crime getting leniency in order to avoid deportation. She could have been lobbying her cabinet colleagues to make sure that laws are changed and that victims get the justice that they deserve, but she's done nothing. If the Prime Minister wants to move at a scale and speed not seen in generations, why doesn't he just fire his failed minister now?
We are on track and we've met all our targets.
Good. The honourable member for Calgary Nose Hill.
Mr. Speaker, her record sure does speak for itself. In fact, 10 Liberal members of Parliament had comments on her record today. They were quoted in a CBC article saying what millions of Canadians already know, that the Prime Minister's immigration minister isn't getting her jobs done. She won't take basic meetings, processing times haven't been fixed, and the asylum backlog has ballooned to 300,000 people under her watch. I've said it before, I'll say it again. She is a bad minister. If the Liberal caucus doesn't even think she should have her job, why is the Prime Minister still defending her?
That's right.
The Conservatives have delayed it at every stage.
Right.
We're building an immigration system that is sustainable and that will keep Canada strong.
That's right. Honourable member for Calgary Nose Hill.
Well, Mr. Speaker, today the CBC reported what we all see every day, that the immigration minister's own Liberal colleagues cringe awkwardly as she fumbles her way through serious issues. I've had the misfortune of sitting across from her in Immigration Committee where she can't answer basic questions about bills that she is presented to Parliament. While her infamous salad quote was admittedly crazy, the immigration portfolio is no laughing matter. Under a Conservative government, Canada's immigration system functioned well. It was fair and orderly, but not with this minister. Why does she still have her job?
The honourable member for Thornhill.
The Liberal immigration minister is out of her depth, and the numbers prove it. 86% of rejected asylum seekers remain in Canada. 25,000 people were admitted without a proper security screening, and nearly 3 million temporary visa holders are nearing expiry with no clear plan in place. And yesterday, the Prime Minister claimed that the system is, quote, under control. But there are no real controls left. The Liberals dismantled them, and the minister has shown no ability to restore order. So with results like these, why is she still in her job?
The Honourable Minister of Justice.
Mr. Speaker, I will park some of the factual inaccuracies that were included in the member's question, but let me just take a moment to say that I have been proud to work alongside my colleague for Nova Scotia, not just in her current capacity as Minister of Immigration for Canada, but previously when she served as the Immigration Minister in my home province of Nova Scotia. She was uniquely responsible for bringing the healthcare workers that provide care to my neighbours. She was uniquely responsible in helping resettle refugees from Syria when the federal Conservatives wouldn't lift a finger. She is working on a program that may be a difficult problem to solve, but she is restoring integrity to the immigration system, and the personal attacks are cruel, inappropriate, and beneath this House.
The honourable member for Thornhill.
It is that minister who left the immigration minister with the mess that she has to clean up. And he knows that even Liberal MPs who have been passed over for a decade can see that she's out of her depth because of the mess that he left. These are direct quotes from them. She has no idea how to respond. She doesn't make sense. She puts her foot in her mouth. At what point will the Prime Minister acknowledge that this file requires real leadership and a serious course correction without the two of them?
Mr. Speaker, we see what the Conservatives are doing here, pitting Canadians against asylum seekers. Some of them helped us during COVID, deliberately confusing fraudulent claimants against failed asylum claimants. This isn't a dog whistle, it's a foghorn. And I know it's Lent, so I do implore them to show a little grace. So instead of shedding MPs for Lent, Mr. Speaker, which we appreciate, maybe they need to shed this line of questioning.
The honourable member for Thornhill.
They've just put up a third failed immigration minister to answer for the question. This is actually a really serious issue. issue. And they can talk down members of this House. They can call them bad people all they want. But Canada's immigration consensus is crumbling. Stakeholders aren't getting their calls returned. Controls are gone, putting pressure on housing, on healthcare, and on jobs. And the minister is MIA throughout all of it. The House deserves a straight answer. When is she getting fired?
Just a reminder, gang, smash the like, hit subscribe. We work really hard at this stuff. Let's get back to the video.
The honourable member for Regina Capel.
If they had confidence in the immigration minister, then she would be answering these questions herself, Mr. Speaker. Let's take a look at another case. Joyson Lewis assaulted his girlfriend, grabbed her, tearing her shirt in the process, and threw her to the ground when he hit her again. The judge in the case sentenced this foreign criminal to 9 months of probation, specifically so that the conviction would not be entered into the record so he could stay in Canada. Why is this Liberal government doubling down on a policy that gives sentencing discounts to foreign criminals, and when will this Prime Minister fire this minister?
The Honourable Minister of Public Safety.
Mr. Speaker, Canada is a rule of law country, one that respects the rule of law. Nobody is above the law, Mr. Speaker. And the discounts that this individual is talking about is absolutely false. What I will say is that the Canada Border Service Agencies removes those who are inadmissible to Canada, those with criminal penalties. But let me also be very clear, Mr. Speaker. The party opposite absolutely refuses to move on lawful access, a tool that law enforcement has been asking for from coast to coast to coast. This is the record that party has in terms of defending the rights of Canadians and keeping Canada safer, Mr. Speaker.
Speaker, by the end of this year, 3 million temporary residents will have had their visas expire. And the government has no enforcement plan to ensure that they leave. Last year alone, 1.5 million permits expired, and the Liberals just simply assumed that they would magically comply. The system is out of control. Housing is strained. Youth unemployment is rising. Our healthcare system is broken. Canadians are clearly paying the price. So when will the Prime Minister take responsibility for this failure and fire his immigration?
It's not an answer, Mr. Speaker, and this isn't isolated. When a non-citizen can sexually assault someone's 18-year-old daughter twice and not get deported, the system is out of control. This offender was found guilty of sexual assault. The judge knew he would be deported, but then they gave him a discharge and probation so another criminal stays in Canada. The Liberals accuse us of all kinds of things, Mr. Speaker, but their judges are pleading down at the expense of our daughters. So I'll ask again, Mr. Speaker, when will the Prime Minister fire his immigration minister and get immigration back under control?
Mr. Speaker, yesterday the Prime Minister falsely stated that he had the immigration system under control. Does he realize his own immigration department is rubber stamping asylum claims from terror-sponsoring countries like Afghanistan, Yemen, and Iran? We just heard that the minister doesn't even realize that she's auto-approving claims from Pakistan, where one of its nationals was trying to claim asylum when he was arrested in Quebec for allegedly plotting a terrorist attack against Jews in New York City. This incompetence hurts legitimate refugees and all Canadians. Now even their own caucus is calling for the Prime Minister's hand-picked immigration to be fired. When will the Prime Minister wake up and fire this immigration minister?
Mr. Speaker, I asked the immigration minister at Health Committee how many more patients our healthcare system could handle. She laughed, then said it wasn't a fair question for immigration. Not a fair question, Mr. Speaker. 6 million Canadians don't have a doctor. People are dying waiting for care. Our system is at capacity, and she doesn't even know it. If the minister setting immigration levels doesn't think healthcare capacity is her business, then she has no business being minister. So will the Prime Minister fire her today?
The Honourable Health Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So Canada has the values to which the world aspires. We have always been and always will be committed to fundamental rights and human dignity. And we believe in our universal healthcare system. Let's not play politics at the expense of asylum seekers. As I just said, we must build a better healthcare system, and we are doing it working with provinces and territories. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Canadian federal politics are absurd. We're going to stick a fork in that video. It's over. My name's Aaron. This is Canadian Looney. Smash the like, hit subscribe. Please leave a comment below if you have something to share. Enjoy this playlist. Check out this video. We've got lots of things to watch. Aaron, Canadian Looney. We'll catch you in the next video. Thank you for watching this one. Ciao for now.